I think it's good casting for Jax, even though he's not super buff. But I have the Jax in my film and the Jax in your film.
Yeah, my one does a lot more. All you says, Zoya, don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then suddenly he's a different character in the sequel.
In the sequel, and decide like, hey,
up because I can go from that size to that size, but whatever, right?
And somehow have like enough time, because remember, Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, well, Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat Annihilation happened with days of each other. So he was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I got told off by a woman, so I'm gonna go and get robotic arms put on over my arm. Like, it doesn't.
Yeah, because my masculinity is
fragile. It's like
no.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Trip and Multiverse, the podcast where we talk about lots of stuff. That sounded really weird, like movies
in the entertainment world.
Entertainment world,
yeah,
like movies, wrestling, comic books, etc., etc. And today I am Kyle, the man who also. Wait, that's a weird. All right. Let me get into this because it's very convoluted. Okay. I am a man who is a far descendant of another man who is also a descendant of a samurai / ninja. We're not really sure of our continuity. Carl Charles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. And I am the four-armed mid boss who is practical in one sense and CG in another.
Yeah.
CY-chan.
And today we are doing where we talk about two subjects that are like very similar but not similar. And one of us defends one defends the other. And this time we couldn't guess from those like weird intros. We are doing Mortal Kombat, the movie 1995, and Mortal Kombat, the movie 2021.
Yeah, which you volunteered to debate for some reason.
Not like
it. These two movies, I have to say off the start, right?
Yeah.
One has strengths, one's strengths, the other weaknesses, and then the other way around as well. So it's like, actually, you know what? Somewhere in the middle, they could have. But firstly, before we even start that, let me ask,
Yeah.
Are we going to use in any of our defense categories how close it is to the game? Because if that's the case, you're going to be on back foot with your boy Cole Young, who doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
Should we just do movie to movie?
Movie to movie, and then maybe we can, if we want, we can throw in bits to do the games.
Yeah. But not like I can't say to you, oh yeah, your movie doesn't even make sense because like main characters not even in the game.
Yeah. No.
All right. Okay. But saying that, I have to say, now even though you're supposed to be defending your movie, I'm just going to throw a little bit of defense for you in that case, because I actually do think Mortal Kombat 2021 actually had the better Sonya Blade Kano fight.
Yeah. I would agree. It didn't last all of 2 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah. Give me a break, Sonya.
Yeah.
And he's actually Australian in your film, right? Whereas kayfabe Australian in mine.
Yeah, which I gave your film one thing as well because of that flub in that movie where Kano is Australian. They actually retroactively made him Australian in the games because before
even though because in the games he's Japanese looking, right?
And then they're like, okay, let's go with him being Australian, and then that's how it went off of that.
Okay. I will say the majority. Speaking of that, giving you the credit. One thing, even though, and I like that fight. It's not a straight fight, by the way. It's like they use their surroundings and stuff like that. I thought that the lady who plays Sonya Blade in Mortal Kombat 2021, Jessica McNamee? I don't know how to pronounce her surname. It's got two E's at the end. She looked like she could handle herself, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't a straight fight sort of thing. It wasn't like they were doing a long choreography, hand-to-hand combat and stuff like that. It was like a good use of their surroundings and stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah.
However, the majority of the fights in your film, not including the guys who actually can do martial arts, were not good at all.
What do you mean?
Okay, so Lewis Tankin fight, right? What's his name? Joe Taslim, can fight. I don't know how much Hiroyuki Sanada can fight, but he's got stuntman, so he looks like he could do stuff, right?
Yeah.
But Makad Brooks, Jax, at fighting whoever he was fighting, that was just. What was that?
Well, which time? When he's fighting General Rico, who was played by Nathan Jones, former wrestler.
Oh, you would have thought Nathan Jones could carry him, by the way, but
no, you could barely carry him wrestling, so I was going to carry. Yeah.
But when Jackson they're like, yeah, okay, Makad Brooks, yeah, he can't, yeah, you know what? Allow that. Forget giving him stuff to do. He can, I will say as well in my movie.
Yeah.
Sometimes people don't necessarily think they can do stuff. However, there was enough dynamic camera angle and movement to make it look like something was happening on screen. There's that sequence where Liu Kang and Shang Tsung are fighting. Robin Shu and Carrie.
Yeah, I know you. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember because I literally heard something.
Hiroyuki said, I don't know. Okay, no, yeah. Yeah, and they're doing little the hand whatever, right?
Yeah.
Hand combat thing where the camera's spinning around them from above, right? And they're just moving on rotation on the spot. Realistically, they would be standing still doing it, but the camera's making it look like they move around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We know Goro is practical, right?
Yeah.
So he's got his arms and with the puppeteers.
Yeah.
And his lower legs don't move. Yeah. Except that when they do make him move, it's really good because they cut it in ways where you don't see that he doesn't move physically.
Yeah.
A lot because
you see like the top half move.
Much more to coordinate.
Yeah.
But when he's doing this stuff, and it looks good, even though they were limited by what they could do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say some of these guys weren't trained. I don't know how much they were trained. We know Robin Shu could do stuff, right?
Yeah.
And you can see by the Sonya Blade Kano fight that it's like,
no.
And you can see how when they choreographed Sonya Blade stuff, they just don't give her that much to do.
No, because
so they knew their weaknesses, right? And they tried to cover it, which was good. I have to say, you got to give credit for people that they're like, you know what? Let's just not film that.
Yeah, let's do camera trickery to make it look like she is somewhat okay. But you do with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
But anytime after your Kang, not Liu Kang. What's the other one?
Kong Lao.
Yeah.
Kong Lao.
When he's fighting the lady with the wings,
Yeah.
And it's not even a fight. It's actually, she comes and just gets sliced in half. I was like, okay, well, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shang Tsung doesn't even do much,
He doesn't need to at this point because he's still they're trying to not kill him off in the first film. They're trying to give him more credibility than in the second one, obviously. You get overshadowed.
Yeah, and you get
Shao Kahn. Sorry.
You get people doing bursts of stuff in your film, right? But no actual sequences, which you do get in my film. And I will say as well, they do cheap out on the as awesome as the Scorpion and Sub-Zero intro bit of your film was, right?
Yeah.
The first 10 minutes was the best minutes of your film, right? Because then we were just waiting for the last.
Yeah. The last fight.
Maybe up to the last 20 minutes where actual Scorpion appeared and the actual Mortal Kombat theme came along.
Yeah. Which
other than that, it was just and it was spoiled in the trailers, by the way.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'll say even though Scorpion and Sub-Zero did not fight in my film because they were under Shang Tsung's spell, at least they're like, yep, there's movie reasoning, mortal enemies, you said, right? But under my spell, they are the best of.
To me, that seemed like such a stupid cop out. That really.
Yeah, it's true. But because we're not going by the games, you wouldn't have known their enemies anyways, right?
Well, they wouldn't know until he says it. They couldn't have put that line didn't have to be in it whatsoever. Okay.
It is true. And the limited use of Sub-Zero's ice balls, right?
Yeah.
See, the guy who come out to show off to fight against Sub-Zero, right? And he just throwing all his martial arts kicks and spin back punches and stuff. And then he goes to do a fly kick, and then Sub-Zero just ice balls him, and the guy freezes and cracks. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sub-Zero is being built to do something. And then he gets done by Liu Kang. He gets outthought.
Yeah.
But the Scorpion and Johnny Cage fight.
That was awesome. I actually did.
Yeah.
That film, that fight to this day is still awesome.
Yeah. When you watch out for all the cuts and stuff like that, or where the stuntman is, or whatever it is, right? Or how much the Scorpion guy, the guy in the Scorpion ninja suit, is carrying Lyndon Ashby.
Mm.
It's like, you know what? It's well done for a guy who, I don't know how much martial arts he did, but they cut in such a way where you're like, okay, fair enough, he's not doing long sequences, but it doesn't look like he's not doing anything. And he's not, they're not cheating the camera angles. Just be like, yeah, forget him. He can't do stuff.
And that scene was cool, but then even when I watched it, I was like, as a kid, I was like, why? Where have they teleported to? I'm confused.
Yeah.
Like, is it meant to be hell, but it's not hell because of scaffold? You know what I mean? It's like, wait, what? And I'm pretty sure how Outrealm's presented, they don't have like, I'm not saying technology, but things like scaffolding air, so it doesn't really make any... Okay.
I have to say, I think they just teleported to another part of the island because somehow he got back from there and Scorpion didn't teleport him back, so... Yeah.
Another thing that you could have like say, yeah, by the way, this is how Johnny Cage got back.
It's a mystical island. It's a mystical island. They got there by a boat from whatever. They kind of explain. They don't explain too much, but like you have to just allow for the fact.
Yeah.
There is, you got Outrem and all that stuff. So it sets the tone right away. Whereas I say your film is trying to be realistic until it doesn't.
Yeah.
Even though the first couple of minutes of the movie, where Sub-Zero's making everything icy,
which was awesome.
It is already okay. You're going to be like that, but you kind of then present me with Cole Young, who's fighting martial arts, and then
yeah. There's lots of bits where I'm like, wait, okay, pick a lane, but
yes. So you've got to embrace the hate, right?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
You either go that way or the other way.
Yeah.
And doing it straight can like straight action thriller can work because I was gonna say because the Street Fighter Legend of Chun-Li, but that's not a Street Fighter Assassin's Fist was pretty straightforward.
Was it?
I mean, they couldn't do much, but they played it straight. They went.
Did they play it straight though? Because like with things like this, Street Fighter and like Mortal Kombat, where you got people have like supernatural powers, not supernatural, but powers. You can't really play it straight because then you got to eliminate that part of it.
Well, no. I don't mean play it realistically. I mean like take the source material seriously.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. But with Mortal Kombat, and this is why I was watching. I was like, okay, I can give both these films leeway because of like the game itself started not even like following its own continuity to a certain point, so that's to like wheel it back in. Like we need to.
Yeah.
So like I allow him for that because. Well, some things you're like, okay, yeah, I can see why you're gonna not choose to do that because it did get a bit stupid.
Go on.
No, that's what I was saying.
Okay, I was gonna say, do you prefer practical Goro or CGI Goro?
CGI Goro.
Oh really?
Yeah, because like don't get me wrong, back in 1995 and that.
Yeah.
Practical Goro was pretty cool, but then watching this now, like his scenes were good and everything, but it's like very limited. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
well disguised, I say, but yeah, you can tell now. We're watching back. You're like, oh, wait, he's from there to there all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So there it shows feet, or it's all covered by a table, whatever it is,
Yeah.
It rarely moves from there to there. You just see the upper half of him go across.
Yeah.
Like they're wheeling his legs,
And then like. The fight scenes he had, the -1 Johnny Cage, was just like you don't see. All you see is people just getting like flying across the room because of seeing his backfish. I'm like, okay, you play off that he's strong. I get it, but
let me explain to you something.
Yeah.
Goro is like Broly. He don't need to move.
Yeah, he don't need to move. But then,
wait, DBZ Broly, not Super Broly, because Super Broly does move.
Yeah, but it's like this one I think is like. While I was watching, it's like, okay, he barely moves, right? So then anyone there has a speed advantage over him. So don't get close. Just throw, just constantly just throw stuff at him.
The thing is, as well, what is quite smart is that it's in a confined area because it's the ring. You come out of the ring, it's a ring out, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, Shang Tsung, you're a sly one because if they can only go from here to here, Goro is that tall and big and his reach advantage and stuff like that. He's got 4 arms. He'll catch you eventually.
Yeah. Well,
I was like, no wonder why Shang Tsung has won 9 of the 10, 9 in a row from that tournament. Whereas your Shang Tsung just
cheaters,
straight up cheat. He goes, please,
Well, I kind of like
9
that.
tournaments in a row.
He's like,
by playing by the rules.
Yeah, I was like, all right, at least he admits it. He's just
Yeah, I'm like, okay,
yeah,
fine.
He's made a point. Right.
Yeah, but I have to say, I prefer practical Goro only because he looked like he was physically there. Whereas CGI Goro, I know they were trying it in the dark or something, and he appeared out of nowhere as well to do his thing, right? Whereas there was build for this Goro. He was there doing other stuff.
Yeah.
And they built it. They were like, he was more animated. As much as you're gonna say he was stiff in his movements and stuff like that. When Johnny Cage hit him in the nuts, right? Yeah. They sold it,
Yeah, he sold it, but then.
And to be fair, he was made a fool of as well. But
yeah,
they gave him the legitimacy, and they had the punchline joke from way back earlier where he's like John Cage and his stuntman is like, now the bit where you fall down.
Yeah. See, but then when he fell down, it was like, even stiff falling down. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
At least my Goro went out like a true. I won't say true warrior, but he did get chomped up by loser of the film until then.
Oh yeah. See, that's what the most awkward thing is about your film is Cole Young didn't get nothing, right? And then all of a sudden he's the leader of the rebels or whatever. The alliance. Right?
That's the one.
Like, you appeared here about 2 hours ago. You found about Mortal Kombat, like and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I can't do the Arcana stuff, right?
Yeah.
I can't do it. I'm a loser. Everyone's telling me I'm a loser. I'm gonna go home and have depression.
I'm gonna go home and be a loser. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I was like, wow, this guy. I mean, I don't know if you're trying to get us to be, oh, he's the underdog, but it's like, no, there's only so much you can pile on the guy before people outside of the film think this guy's a loser. And then when he's like, oh yeah, I've got my Arcana now, and then I will tell you each and every member of the fighting team who are more experienced than me in any form of combat or leading a team, whatever. I will tell you all what to do.
Yeah, that bit was like,
shut
but
up,
I was
man.
like, okay,
you just appeared there.
I kind of thought, okay, he got a bit of self-confidence because he's finally actually. Well, I won't say he finally won because before, like when Jax meets him, he goes, "Oh yeah, you're the guy who beat insert whoever," and he goes, "Yeah, that's a different guy, man." Like, okay, so I kind of get like, yeah, he was good at one point, and then he took that one loss, then it kind of knocked his confidence for the rest of the film. I mean, for the rest of his life, and then. That one win against Goro, which, to be fair, if I killed a four-arm dragon god, I'd be like, all right, cool, you know what? I can be the best that I can be. Go Joe sort of thing. Okay. So I kind of buy it to that extent.
It was just like, he didn't even get some lower tier wins or scuffles that he could survive and then build up his confidence or something. He's just like, yeah, boy, I'm the man now.
Well, it's Goro,
He's just from there to there. There's no journey in between,
No, I agree with that.
He got the Roman Reigns push right out the gate, and it's like,
if
he was Johnny Cage though, if he was Johnny Cage, I could get that because
I don't know.
He can be a movie star that's cocky, whatever, right? And you're like, oh, he's full of bravado and confidence. Of course, he's gonna be like, you people listen to me because I'm a movie star. Then not in that arrogant kind of vibe, but just be like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm used to this kind of pressure sort of thing.
I don't know, because I don't think for Johnny Cage, but then doesn't really like you start to like Johnny Cage when he becomes like humbled by realizing that, okay, he's not actually all this. So
it depends on how it depends on, by the way, how Mortal Kombat 2, your sequel, if it ever comes out. Does Mortal Kombat does Johnny Cage?
Yeah.
Carl Urban being Johnny Cage, by the way, which I'm like.
I was confused by that.
We want the Miz, right?
Which would make more sense because it's kind of like mirrors real life in a way. You know what I mean? Like Carl again, I like Carl Urban, and this is like a side tangent, but isn't he like a bit too old to be Johnny Cage? He's like 50 something now at this point.
Yeah. Well,
they're going for old Johnny Cage. I mean, it's I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know how well also he can handle choreography, because it's a fight movie, of course.
Yeah, so at least Miz has some like choreography, like fight training, because wrestler.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
We'll see. But so yeah, like the other thing I will give, like, I'll give something to your film. All right.
Yeah.
it knew where it was like. Both films know where they're going, but your one felt like it knew more where it was going. Like, okay,
yeah.
And mind you, your film came out when Mortal Kombat was. There's only like 2 Mortal Kombat films at a time, right? Games at a time, so
yeah, I think so. Yeah,
it kind of stuck to okay, cool. It's a tournament on this island, like in the original game.
This is Enter the Dragon.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And we're gonna go from A to B. All right, yeah. So okay, that kind of makes sense. Like with my film, like I like it. Slightly. One reason I like it is they've done their own take on it in a way. Like okay, they haven't like got rid of that. Oh, there was a tournament. Everything. There is a tournament, but this is what's happening now. Is like Shang Tsung's trying to like bypass the tournament. Like, hey, you know what? If we just kill all their fighters,
well, look,
we won't need to do it.
I mean, what's
yeah? You know, if we just kill the guys before the tournament, you know, we automatically win 10, which makes sense. Right.
All right. I get that logic. If there's no opposition, if there's no challenges, then the tournament can't happen. If the tournament can't happen, then we win by default.
All right. So I was like, okay, that's cool. Like I like that part of it. The one bit they took an idea and I was like, kind of modified it, but I still was like, this is kind of, I don't know why, but okay, I get how you try to explain people have powers. The whole Arcana thing and like that dragon mark, okay, which they basically took from Mortal Kombat Annihilation with the dragon things that allowed them to go to travel freely through realms. I was like, okay.
I don't think you like. Okay, so Mortal Kombat 999. Even you could say Street Fighter and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
You got your powers, and that's it.
Yeah, you don't need to explain.
Yeah, there's a world where people have powers. You don't need to explain nothing. Just the viewers will accept it.
Yeah.
Whereas when you try to explain too much, like okay, you remember Constantine, Keanu Reeves Constantine, yeah?
Yeah.
They don't explain nothing about the mysticism. Oh, this works and this works and this works and that. That's it. Yeah.
You're already born to it. Yeah. You're like, okay, cool.
That's it. But when you say, oh, well, you gotta have this to be that, and you explain too much.
Because you know what, I would say, it's the problem with when they try to adapt things like video games into like movies. They like I feel like the directors were embarrassed that it's coming from a game, so they got kind of like make it more grounded or give explanations to certain things. But the point why like we play these sort of games is we don't need any of that. Like, you know, we just
exactly.
You've already bought into it. Like, okay, cool, let's just go and see what happens. Not, oh, we need to explain they have powers. No, you don't. Dude could shoot fireballs from his hand. That's all. You can just say to be it's in his bloodline. That's all you need to say. Like, okay, cool.
He learned it.
Yeah,
done.
Not like
I will say the costumes are better in Mortal Kombat 2021, right?
Yeah,
but the characters are better in Mortal Kombat 1995, and if some of them even get stuff to do, but they're memorable.
Like I would agree. Like it's gonna sound weird. So all the costumes except for 2, in my opinion, actually 1, in my opinion, in 2021 are great. Like Scorpion's costume doesn't make a lick of sense to me.
Wait, the yellow costume, the costume from the beginning or the costume at the end?
At the end.
I mean, they're both relatively the same, but
you're both relatively the same, but it doesn't make sense. Okay, so he's a ninja, right? A ninja.
Yeah.
Again, ninja, right? But he's wearing like samurai armor.
Yeah.
That's what's like.
As cool as it looks, yeah.
It's cool. Look, it's not. You're mixing up 2 way different things, you know.
Yeah.
Samurais are heavily armored like Scorpion. Ninjas are more like sleek, kind of like Sub-Zero's, but at this point, Sub-Zero's like
also
ice
armored,
tank,
right?
so he doesn't. Yeah, he's ice tank, so he doesn't really care if he's like stealth or anything. He just kills anyone anyway. So yeah. So just that, I was like, okay, all right. I like Shang Tsung's costume. I liked Cabal's and Melina's, all that. I was like, yeah, they make sense. It's just the ninja ones just kind of confuse me. Like they're not really ninjas.
All right. Will you say? I know we aren't using the games. But will you say the most game accurate costume is Liu Kang's costume in Mortal Kombat 995? Only because in Mortal Kombat 1 he always wears his black loose trousers things.
Yeah,
and That's what he wears. That's what Robin Shi wears.
Yeah, because of budget, probably.
Yeah, but you can't argue. Like, no, that's the most accurate.
It's the most accurate. Because even Liu Kang in 2021, it's kind of accurate to Liu Kang's modern version. So I'm like, okay, yeah. I think
they went for the better look, the less plain look, you know.
Yeah.
Because, and I wouldn't say Liu Lin was bad as Liu Kang.
No,
he just knew it wasn't his show. So he was a side character in his own franchise, which
okay.
I don't see why, if they're gonna put Lewis Tan in it, he could either be Johnny Cage or he could be Liu Kang. He doesn't need to be whatever this Cole Young character. In fact, he could have been Scorpion, and then we could have had that would have solved a lot of issues. But
yeah, that would have made more sense.
Yeah,
because I think they got the guy played Scorpion, Haruki Sanada.
Yeah.
I think they got him for star power.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He could
bring in the Japanese audience, yeah.
Yeah, because like you said, Lewis Tan could have been Scorpion.
Yeah.
Right, and then
in fact, I don't even see why they didn't have. They could have done the intro bit, and then it's Scorpion's descendant.
Yeah,
it is, and that's what he's a ninja carrying on the bloodline because he's the last one, or whatever. However you want to do it. Nah, they're just like nah.
But then the other thing that it annoyed me about this 2021. I like it again. I like this film. I really enjoy it.
You have to admit its faults, right?
I have to admit its faults. Like the beginning bit, I don't know why it had to be set in the 17th century.
Yeah.
Because then like Sub-Zero is like 300 years old or whatever. So like, why?
Yeah, I think that leads to a bit of an issue later on in the film where he's X amount of years old, right?
Yeah.
And then he gets beat up, but then it's a 2-on-1 situation. And then he's standing up like, yeah, I'm going to go down fighting. Well, he's like, hold on a minute. I'm meant to be back in Scorpion because his family got killed.
Yeah.
And Cole Young because, his family are kidnapped.
Yeah.
They're going to get frozen up. No, but Sub-Zero, the guy who's standing up, right, on his final legs going, nah, I'm fight till the death because I'm an honorable guy.
Yeah, but you're not.
He's the one that's. I'm like, yeah. Okay, that's a bit weird.
I just didn't. I just don't get it. Like, you could have just said it easily. You didn't. It could have been just like 100 years ago or something. You know what I mean? So then it wouldn't be as bad. But then, how are you gonna explain? For example, like that's another thing. All right, how are you gonna explain? Because obviously there's gonna be this next Sub-Zero in the second one, right?
Yeah.
Because that's a thing they always follow in any Mortal Kombat. They follow that, right?
Yeah.
But then, so you're gonna try and explain to me that he's young? His brother's like 300 years old as well, and they're from Earthrealm. They're not like from another realm where they age slowly. They're from Earthrealm. So
unless, of course, they're saying that Sub-Zero used his ice molecules to give himself a cryogenic. Whatever, not really.
It could be because I know in the comics, the actual canon of Mortal Kombat and all that stuff. When the second Sub-Zero, what's his name, like Kwai Li? Anyway, yeah, when he becomes the Grandmaster of the Lin Kuei, he gets his Dragon Medallion, and it makes him more like powerful and stuff like that. But then it kind of ages him, but not. Like, he looks aged, but he's not. He's still physically whatever. Unless they're gonna try and say that, but then that's something you kind of need to explain.
See, an easier thing would be just to say, instead of taking it in the 17th century, or whatever, it's just Haruki Sanada. He's the grandfather, right?
Yeah.
Cole Young's the grandson.
Grandson, yeah.
And then you have a certain, it's only like what 50. Not even 50 years.
No,
but you can,
time wise it works, and then
you
can easily have done that. Yeah, it would have worked. Then you can get around Sub-Zero.
Could be like, Sub-Zero would be like, I age a bit slower because I use the ice power.
Yeah, exactly.
To slow my whatever.
Yeah, would make more sense. Yeah, well, no.
Yeah. Yeah, but your film's not about sense. That's the thing.
No, man, it's about awesome action. Yeah.
Well, depending on who's fighting.
Well, when they're cold fighting Goro, that's like even as a CGI, not CGI mess, but it's like.
Like when Liu Kang's there doing stuff, even though he's getting beat up and stuff, I'm like, yeah, you can do stuff, right? Because we know he can do stuff. Yeah. It's just like when they have to do the people that can't do stuff, they really fudge it up.
Because even Nicole and Melina fight was pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, I'm talking about also when Jax has his little fisticuffs with Sub-Zero.
Oh, that was meant to be just like
Yeah, but it wasn't so it was a little skirmish only because I'm like, I don't think McCad Brooks can do extended sequences anyways, right? So it's just like in and out, done, dusted,
Yeah, which kind of makes sense.
And to be fair, I think it's good casting for Jax, even though he's not super buff. But add the Jax in my film and the Jax in your film.
Yeah, my one does a lot more. All you says, Zoya, don't.
Yeah. And then suddenly he's a different character in the sequel.
In the sequel, and decide like, hey,
up because I can go from that size to that size, but whatever, right?
And somehow have like enough time because remember, Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, well, Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat Annihilation happened with days of each other. So he was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I got told off by a woman, so I'm gonna go and get robotic arms put on over my arm. Like it doesn't.
Yeah, because my masculinity is fragile.
It's like
no, even though we don't even use the Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
But it's my Jax is better. Yeah, he was actually an actor. Because I don't think the guy.
If you're gonna say to me, if you like, truthfully, if you say to me which Jax is better from your film or my film, I have to say your one because he actually gets. Even though I'm saying, he doesn't. I don't know how its action credibility is.
Yeah.
Right. As far as choreography goes, he actually gets to do something in his part of the film. Mine, he appears for like 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Says another word and he's gone.
Yeah. Exactly. And I will say as well that your Sonya Blade was better than my. Look.
Yeah, I agree.
Richard Wilson got to do stuff, right? But her weak point was the choreography.
Yeah, right? They did her dirty, I think, in that.
Because
apparently, if I remember correctly, she was a last-minute replacement. Yeah. Because the woman who actually
that explains why
got hurt, and she was actually like a martial artist actor. I think she got hurt. She dropped out, and then literally, I think a week before shooting Mortal Kombat, they hired her, and then that's why it's a bit like, ooh, let's cut around what she can't do.
Yeah. But I thought she played her role as a tough chick pretty well, except that it's kind of, when you look back at it now, it's like it's a bit cliche.
Yeah.
I don't need no man.
Like,
Johnny Cage, right? No, I'm not saying that. That's what but that's whereas yours was like, I'm an agent, right?
Yeah.
I'm capable of doing stuff.
Yeah.
We've got to work as a team, sort of thing. It's like yeah. Not like harsh but fair sort of thing.
Yeah, and she never came off as like damsel in distress either. She was like, she
could do all her own stuff, whereas mine was like, bitches. Alpha mean girl. I don't know. I don't want to say. To be fair, Johnny Cage softened her up, but then I think it's just because I don't know. I think she had more time to interact with those people, and it kind of gave her something. Whereas, if the other Robin Shue and Linda Ashby weren't with Bridget Wilson, as in it was the trio.
Yeah,
I think she would have just been like static character.
Yeah, she would have.
I come here, stay out of my way, sort of thing. I come here to arrest Kano. Where's Kano?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm out to prove everyone wrong, sort of thing. Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that because she didn't quite. Give that much attitude, right?
But
there was so much. There's like that standoffishness, and you're like,
there's
not much to you until other people who have more humorous characters kind of do stuff for you.
Yeah,
but I think, as we said before, last time we were talking about Mortal Kombat, when she was so smart that when Shang Tsung challenged her, do you accept or do you yield? She said no. Right?
Yeah.
She didn't give him an answer either way.
No, it's just no. It's like
so there's no acceptance to the fight, and she did not give up because she did not yield. Therefore, he was like,
He stun locked her brain. Like, wait, what? Wait, what? You haven't said yes, and you haven't. Wait, I gave you 2 choices, but none. The answer you gave me wasn't any of them. I'm confused. My brain.
I have to say, speaking of Shang Tsung, right?
Yeah.
Not that Chin Han actually played a bad Shang Tsung. He just played like a grandmaster rather than he didn't get to do stuff.
Yeah.
He didn't get to show Shang Tsung's. Look, he talks smack, but he also can back it up.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
And the storyline with Liu Kang is like, yeah, okay, I killed Liu Kang's brother. Liu Kang coming to kill me at Mortal Kombat because, well, first of all, he's defending Earthrealm, but secondly, he wants to kill me because I killed his brother. So,
in your film, yeah, because like that film, in your film, they made that up for the film to make it more him a reason. Yeah.
Yeah, but it makes sense.
Makes sense.
It plays in at the end where it's like, I don't even know why Robin Shu's like, yo, because when Shang Tsung turns into his brother, right? And you're like, oh no, you saw him die. I don't even know why.
Why are you entertaining this? Yeah, why are you even entertaining this? Like you've seen, you have vivid dreams of your brother dying.
Yeah, he's trying to trick you, but you lost him with the false sense of security, so you tricked him back. Genius.
Oh,
The only thing that I didn't like about that one, by the way, was when he knocked Shang Tsung, he used the fireball, which is not the fireball, but they kind of, I'm like, okay, I accept how he did it, right?
Yeah.
And he knocks him into the spikes at the end with the fatality level, yeah. In the game where you do the uppercut, right? And then Liu Kang says flawless victory. I'm like, hold on a minute, you got hit through the fight, so how can it be a flawless victory? Right? You should have just said, because Shang Tsung lands on the spikes, you should have just said fatality.
Yeah, but you know why they couldn't? Because didn't Shang Tsung say when he took the guy's soul in it, like fatality?
Oh no, he said flawless victory. I think one time.
No, he said flawless victory was the Sub-Zero one when the guy's going.
Yeah, but then if he's gonna repeat a line, then
could have been that one.
Yeah, exactly, because he did die. It is fatality, and it wasn't a flawless victory because he got hit. So
so it's like,
Well, to be fair, it depends on how you kind of count it, because Shang Tsung called out all the souls of the people he took over, and they had a little scuffle with Liu Kang.
Yeah.
So technically, Shang Tsung never hit Liu Kang because Liu Kang always parried him.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're going for.
Yeah, they need to make it make sense.
Yeah. Though they embraced all the over the topness.
Yeah,
the only thing they start having toasties and stuff like that. But you know, where like when they say flawless victory, your soul is mine, fatality, all that stuff, 100%. They're like, I'm like, yeah, the people, Shang Tsung and the people of this world would say that stuff.
Yeah. So I'll give your film that. It had, I don't know, like, I would say though, my film had the more epic last fight. Like, you know, double teaming Sub-Zero, you know, the Iceman sword. Is that what it's called? Yeah, the crying.
Well, actually, I will say the sequences between Scorpion and Sub-Zero were the better sequences.
Yeah,
that's probably because they just had stuntmen dressed in the armor and then do stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the cool bit where Sub-Zero slashed Scorpion, and then he made that a ice dagger out of Scorpion's blood.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, okay. Yeah. And then that was kind of as amazing as it was, because it's like, oh, you can do stuff now, like creative stuff, but you just kind of don't, you know.
Yeah, it's one of the weird ones. Oh, okay.
And I will say, yes, okay. CGI, like, I can't defend how misused Sub-Zero was in my movie, but I will say they took him out in a way that made sense. Where it's like, I want to make a massive ice ball, right? I don't even know. I'm just gonna stand here and do a Dragon Ball Z charge up for ages, right?
Yeah.
And then Liu Kang's like, I'll get a bucket with the water and throw it at him, and he'll turn into an icicle, and then he'll stab him. I'm like, yeah, okay, all right. It's, you know, if you haven't got money for budget, you do what you can to eliminate these CG heavy characters. Okay, all right.
It's just
and to be fair, not only were you going to say, oh, this Sub-Zero is mind controlled, but he was just spamming his ice powers. So
which
we can say to that, you know, you'd be like, Well, if you're just gonna do that, as in the game, right? If just someone just stand in the on one side of the screen, just kept on doing fireballs, of course you're gonna have to find a way to cheese them, and you know you'll be like, yeah, you deserve that.
To be fair, like you say, like if Fessy's like he knows that move's always got him wins. Like, yeah, why am I gonna try something different? You know, why am I gonna waste my time? Yeah. So like, yeah, I get it. Yeah. But
why do I need to be flashy? I'm just
it's just like I'm a murderer.
I don't know who was doing like a ice final explosion or whatever he was.
That's like what was he trying to do?
Yeah.
Like when he throws the first guy, it made sense because he just threw it up. But this one, what was he trying to do? Just like
I think he was going to throw himself up and Liu Kang at the same time, right? Because that's how Vegeta would do it.
At least that makes sense. I mean, at least that makes sense. But all right, sure. Okay.
Okay, so if we were to pick, so the best fight in your film, you're saying is the 2-on-1 at the end.
Yes.
I'm saying between that. I mean, see, there's good sequences in your film, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know about the extended fight. I do like the scuffle, like I was saying, the Kano Sonya Blade scuffle. I will say clearly the best fight in my film is Reptile versus Liu Kang.
Yeah, that would be. Because that's only like, I want to say martial arts film, martial arts fight in that film.
Yeah.
Well, and actually, no, I might say
they got to do a long sequence of stuff. You know? And without any cuts or not cuts or interruptions, stuff like that, but just like, you guys just go and film this here, and we'll put it in the movie. That's it, you know.
Yeah.
It's not even part of the plot anymore. It's just like, we filmed it on the side because we need more fights.
Because I was gonna say Johnny Cage Scorpion, but no, I think you're right. Yeah.
Well, I would say Johnny Cage Scorpion was more the outlandish, over the top.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But it could we both admit though Sonya's fights in my one's a lot better than your Sonya's.
Yeah.
Because how like her fight with Kano in my one, I thought that's really well like done. She obviously knew he's stronger than her, so she's like, okay, I'm gonna use my training from like whatever I do.
my Batman stealth training. Which I've somehow turned the hideout into tunnels underneath them and stuff like that. I'm like, okay. Fair, I get it. You got look. It's not out of the realm, so I have to have them Solid Snake abilities to go in the vents and then come out, and then she should just need the cardboard box as well. But
but hey, you know, that's still on the post coming. But how she took him out was pretty good. Like, okay, you know, little stuff. And
he had the laser eye as well.
Yeah.
So, as an Arcania though, it wasn't particularly spectacular.
Sense. No, it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because like in obviously like in the games and stuff, he's got the metal plate in his face and laser eye because of that's like some mechanical thing, isn't it? Rather than like he's a Kano, he could shoot lasers from one eye, not two but one eye. So like
yeah. But the one mechanical eye, right?
Yeah.
Because it'd be funny if he shot it from his human eye. I'd be like,
but
wait a minute.
I think if I'm correct, and I just had because I was looking at Wikipedia for like the cast of Mortal Kombat 2 film.
Yeah.
And Raiden, Kano's in that, so him getting stabbed in the eye, I guess that's how they can give him the metal plate and the actual laser eye. Makes I guess. Oh, okay. Yeah, because they really seem dead.
I did like it. Okay, I did like how they introduced they super cheesily, but they did not embrace it. Right when he had this heart rip fatality on Reptile, and Kano wins. Yeah, but I'm like, all right, more of this then.
Yeah,
but then he was the only guy doing it. He was the only guy who was like, I'm going to be over the top in this film. I'm going to be a hammer, and I know it.
Actually, even Jax's when he kills Lord Reiko when he does the sonic clap and blows his head. Like, oh yeah, that's actually Jack's finisher. Oh, okay. Yeah. Could be more lambastic, but yeah.
I will say as well.
And Sonya when Sonya kills Melina, I like that one when she's done with her ring powers thing. Yeah, that she
just like out of nowhere learned it, but whatever.
Yeah, because
like Cole Young took ages to learn, which either shows you the abilities of Sonya Blade, or the way less
the lack
minor
of
abilities
of
Cole
Young,
but,
the super loser.
Okay. Let me lay down the logic. Let me lay down the logic for my Sonya Blade and Kano fight. All right.
Yep.
Look at the lady, right? She's very slight, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And Kano's like looks 3 times the size of her, yeah?
Yep.
He's the beef, man. He's the beef.
Yeah, he's the beef. And he's Australian.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, so she can't take impact hits like he can, right? And in the tournament setting, where she's only in a confined space and she's blinded by anger, right?
Yeah.
She's gonna try and fight this guy 1-on-1 on his level. Nah, right? Which explains why she gets beat up, yeah?
Yeah.
And then she goes, I wouldn't even necessarily she goes tactical afterwards, but whatever. She wins, but it's just like she's taken a beating, and he's just toying with her at this point, right?
Yeah.
That's because it makes sense. It makes sense. Like she can punch him straight in all the meaty places, and he's just gonna no sell it, right?
Yeah.
That's the best way I can defend my fight. Like, yeah. She should have been tactical from the beginning, but she's just like, nah, you killed my partner, so I'm going to go and kill you. Even though it's like, yeah, but there's weight classes in fighting for a reason.
Yeah.
And you're not even the class below him.
No.
You're about 3 classes below
classes,
him.
yeah. It's like
weight classes below him, you know?
It's like a welterweight versus like a heavyweight.
Yeah. Exactly. So, but then for some reason, and that probably leads to the logic of why Shang Tsung's like, oh yeah, you guys make sure that that Sonya Blade is the one that you don't have her because I want to challenge her because he's like, yeah, she's all beat up.
Yeah,
she's all beat up. Kano's done her in, even though Kano hasn't done much.
No. Yeah. I cut it from E to E. Okay.
Yeah, what's that?
It makes you think like her partner's rubbish then, but on you.
I will say, Mortal Kombat 995. Also had minor characters who were jabronis and they're to be beat, but you're like, all right, it fills out the world without using the key characters.
Yeah.
Yours used the key characters, but then it just made everything seem a bit more confined.
Yeah, because I think again, like when your one came out, there's only like 2 games. They didn't have like a bunch of characters.
No, but they're like, it's the tournament. It's a tournament, even though there's no tournament structure whatsoever. It seems right.
Yeah. So I think like with like my one, they could like a lot of these characters they use are disposable. If you know what I mean. So it's like okay, we can get rid of this person. Like one character they got rid of, like okay, you could have used her for like future plot points. Was Melina like Melina has quite a huge tie to like the Mortal Kombat mythos and stuff, as she's like dependent on what continuity, if it's like the original continuity or Mortal Kombat 1 continuity.
Okay. Yeah.
She is either Katana's sister or clone sister. Yeah. So it's like there was storyline potential you could use with that. You know what I mean? But it's got rid of her. So okay, sure. Right. I guess. But...
Let me ask you. And I want to cover this first, right?
Yeah.
I will explain why Lord Raiden is a white man.
I think I know you're going this, and I may have similar opinions.
No, you go first. You go first if you can. And if you explain my explanation, I'll give you credit. Yeah, but go on.
No, say your bit first, because then it might have.
No, you go. No, because it's better for you to guess it, and I can say it's correct or not. And if it's the same, I'll be like, oh, geez, how did you know?
No, like it's gonna sound really weird, and I don't want people to think I'm weird. Like I kind of preferred him being a white guy in the original films. I don't know. It didn't seem. It's gonna sound really stereotypy racist.
Well, yeah, but that's not what I was going to say. But to be fair, I think Christopher Lambert, he knew what movie he was in as well, you know?
Yeah.
So a little bit of cheese, a little bit of wink, tongue in cheek. Yeah.
And even in the games itself, right, how they portray Raiden, it's going to he comes off as like higher class white dude. That sounds really bad.
Okay.
Like, rather than like, it makes me sound so... Like, I like the guy who plays Raiden in the Mortal Kombat 2021, but he doesn't pull off Raiden to me, and it's gonna sound really bad. It's because of the accent.
Well, I'd say he's not, but no, it's not like I wouldn't say necessarily Japanese. Like, it doesn't come off as grand.
Yeah.
Is the thing, right?
Yeah.
And Chris Landon's got a French accent almost, but
Yeah.
it isn't there when he's talking in this, right?
No.
It's got that there's a higher class in
Yeah. Because even though we're not talking about this film, but like even on Mortal Kombat Annihilation when James Remar does it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he has that sort of like his voice is that gravitas to it. Like, oh, okay,
yeah.
I can buy this. Yeah.
But no, I was gonna say like, okay, so Lord Raiden, he just got named. That's the name the people gave him, right?
Yeah.
And he accepted it. Just like how Thunderbolt Ross when the Hulk first came on, he was grey, yeah, and he was busting out from whatever, and then Thunderbolt Ross is and that big Hulk, you know, but he named him, and Hulk just took the name, yeah. Just like how Thor is called Thor, and they're like, oh, they're aliens. Their Asgardians are aliens, right?
Yeah.
But because they lived lifetimes or whatever, the Norse people thought they were gods, and therefore they couldn't the gods of names, which they accepted, right?
Yeah.
Lord Raiden existed before Japan or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then Japanese people, oh yeah, he's a lightning god. We'll call him the lightning god. And then he's like, oh, I guess that's my name then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, done and dusted. And then no need for more explanation on that.
No,
they didn't need to explain it either, but it's just kind of funny. But let me ask straight up, story-wise, yeah?
Yep.
Right? I can explain to you exactly why. Give me a character, and I'll tell you why they were in Mortal Kombat.
Because they want
in my movie.
All right. Name a character. All right. Out of the only 5 of the characters in this film.
With the name. Yeah. You can't give me the black guy who got killed by Goro. We don't know his name. I can't explain why he's there.
Like, what's even this is an easy one. What is Scorpion's reason for being in this Mortal Kombat tournament?
Oh jeez, you know what I have to say? Okay, you know what? I didn't even think you were gonna go for the characters, the side characters with no background, but I have the answer for that. Like Shang Tsung said, right?
Yeah.
He basically just kind of hypnotized him into being his cohort, so that's why he's there.
Yeah. Okay. What about?
I didn't actually think you wanted. I meant the main characters, but all right, you know.
All right. What about? Actually, all of them I know because, like, we know what Johnny Cage is to prove that he's not fake. Liu Kang is to get revenge for his brother, who's it's his own fault he's dead. If I'm honest.
Yeah. I mean, not to say I was a dodgy lion or whatever it is. How we need to defend Liu Kang. Liu Kang's brother wasn't ready, but he decided he knew what his duty was, and he went there to do it. And Liu Kang, for some reason, decided. Yeah.
Like, going back to this, but I'll go back to what we were just saying in a sec, but. They, in my opinion, right? They didn't have to use Liu Kang's brother. They could have just used Kung Lao.
Yeah.
But it kind of made more sense. No, he would have. Wait, Mortal Kombat 2 came out.
Oh yeah. But I think they didn't have enough history to do anything, like background to do anything with, and the movie was already in production at that point, so they couldn't really.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. They could have if they knew, right?
Yeah, because that kind of made more sense.
Yeah, whereas if I say to you, and they all got personal stakes of some reason, right? I'll say the key characters, yeah? Whereas if I ask you, oh yeah, okay, why is X character in your film in the tournament, right? You couldn't explain to me. First of all, because there's no tournament, so you can't even answer that properly, right? But then why are they beefing? It's just like, well, because they had the Mortal Kombat tattoo and they worked out. Well, you said, okay, fine, right?
Yeah.
You just gave the same reason to every single character.
Yeah.
Why they're in the tournament? So they're not individuals.
No, but there's one thing they could have done which would have made sense, right? Like, because I don't know if I missed this, but I'm pretty sure I didn't. When they all meet Raiden for the first time, like Sonya and that's the first time they meet him, right?
Yeah.
Like, it could have easily just been like Raiden came to them beforehand, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, can you go and find these people?" Then it would have kind of made more sense, right? But
like, okay, so for some reason, like, even though Raiden's only base got Liu Kang and Kung Lao with him, he's like, "Yeah, it's just gonna be the 3 of us and against whoever Shang Tsung sends against us, right? Apparently, because we don't want any outsiders joining. It's like you need people to help you.
Yeah.
And if he finds more people with the markings first, you guys are done.
Yeah. So.
Don't you want to be a bit more active? First of all, it's like Jax and Sonya Blade found out about the markings themselves, and they went on the mission to find it. It's just like, wait a minute. Okay, but if they didn't come to you, you guys would have been dead.
Yeah, so I'm saying, so that's like, it's like too much convenience bits happening. Like, okay, all right, but all right, sure.
I will say, as much as you're gonna say, oh, how convenient, everyone got invited to the island.
No, but that one made sense.
Like,
though.
Shang Tsung went around giving the invites, and then he's basically prodding people's egos and stuff like that. Saying, yeah.
He was manipulating people to get to where he wanted them to. Which makes
exactly.
sense.
He played them. He played them good.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, I won't deny that. Rather than
he needed to get the right or wrong people.
Yeah.
Or specific people, because sure he thought Johnny Cage was a fraud. He'd be a from defender. Sonya Blade he knew you could take from defender. He didn't even expect Liu Kang to come, by the way. But he's just like, I'll set up the pins that I can easily knock down, and that's that. And then when Liu Kang's like there, and he's like, oh, okay, fine, but I just won't fight him then.
Yeah. So kind of, they could have done. That's one bit now. I'm thinking about like, okay, that doesn't.
I will say as well, there's loads of threads set up in Mortal Kombat 995. As fun as the film is, as over the top a piece of entertainment it is as well, right? It's not super. It's not serious. There's seriousness to it, but it's not meant to be taken seriously. They deal with a lot of individual character story arcs quite well, and even throw in a love story there with Liu Kang and Katana. Yeah, exactly. Like, how do you? Everyone's got a reason to be there, and you make this love story happen, or this romance happen, or whatever. Which people, you see, I didn't think it was forced, and I kind of bought it because I was like, okay, fine, They had enough looks and glances where you're like, all right, okay, intrigue, yeah. Decent amount of chemistry as well, where you're like, all right,
sure, yeah.
Whereas I'd say in your film, everyone's just conveniently bunched together or conveniently by other people, and the only thing that is straightforward is why Scorpion wants to kill Sub-Zero. Yeah, and that's not even happened until like the latter half of the. Not even like it's 10 minutes at the beginning and then 10 minutes at the end.
Yeah.
All right, I mean,
but they do kind of set up. Well, I say sub. Like when Sub-Zero first sees Cole, he kind of like feels something bad. Like, this force seems familiar to me. But
yeah, but here's the thing: 400 years later as well. How come Cole Young's the only descendant? That I'm sure. Are you telling me that the one freshly born babe grew up and he had one child?
Yeah,
and then each child only had one child.
Yeah, it doesn't really make any logical sense. No.
Like I said, we said before, if it's grandson. Fine, you can just do that. Yeah, you can have that. You can only like one child is fine. Like you can accept that. But when you have a family tree, that it's not.
Yeah, and over like 400 years, what it is, it doesn't. Yeah, probably even at that point, that bloodline wouldn't exist. You know what I mean? Like you're having that kind of like risk of it, But all right, sure.
Let me ask: are you actually seeing this Mortal Kombat 2021? Are you excited for Mortal Kombat 2022.
2025.
2025 or Mortal Kombat 2. Yeah.
I am actually looking. I'm looking forward to it just to see where it goes.
Do you have high hopes for it, or do you just you just intrigued to see what they do?
I like 2 years ago I had high hopes for it because it kept getting pushed back because like writer strikes and stuff like that. It's kind of like I kind of forgot it was coming out until like recently. And I was like, oh yeah, it's coming out. Oh, so. I'm just want to see where it goes. We might get a trailer soon because it's going to come out.
Do you think it'll be better than Mortal Kombat Annihilation?
Yes, hands down.
Well, it's a lot to fail if it is actually going to be worse than Mortal Kombat.
Like they will literally have to like, you know what? We're going to film this and make up as we go along. Literally, that's the only way that film could be worse than Annihilation.
Yeah,
because Annihilation, it has its like, if you look at it. If you can't look at Annihilation the same way you look at The Room, it's okay. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to do something and it didn't work.
Well, to be fair, I'm gonna back up your boy Jimmy Wiseau here. But Mortal Kombat Annihilation is meant to be an action film. It's got crap action.
Yeah.
I will say The Room is meant to be a drama film.
It has drama.
Yeah,
Give it that.
It definitely has that.
Yeah. There's actually stakes involved rather than, oh, by the way, the world's going to die in 4 days, we think. Yeah. Okay. And then, oh, yeah, by the way, there's this thing we know called adamanity or whatever it is. Like, okay, and that's like used for like 2 seconds and then disappears. And then like, that's not how that works in the game. But, all right, sure, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, then even though we count the game, it's just like adamanity was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, okay, why? But whatever.
And like other plot points, like Scorpion comes back. I get that because he's Scorpion, he comes back. But then Sub-Zero's brother Sub-Zero 2 comes in. Literally, we're gonna say a day after his brother died. Like, oh no, that's my brother. And then and then it disappears.
Yeah, even though that Scorpion got his skull cut in half.
Yeah.
So it must be a different Scorpion.
No, but he's undead. He can't die, can he? Well, I'm saying it's all. But then that doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't make any logical sense.
Yeah. And I would say it doesn't need to, but it actually does need to have some.
Yeah. You know what we should have added to this as well, but we would needed a third person.
Yeah.
The animated Mortal Kombat movie.
Legends.
Yeah. Because that's technically Mortal Kombat 1. So yeah, that overall.
Well, no, but it's more of a Scorpion story than actual Mortal Kombat 2021.
Yeah, true.
And in that, funny enough, I know it focused on Scorpion more, but the tournament's happening to the side of him as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, there's progression there, there's progression there. Even though it's more focused here, it's like, okay, well, we're following this guy, even though over there is all the actual game-related stuff.
Yeah.
And then it ties back in as well. So.
Yeah, so they could have just,
Yeah, but we were, and we would have both lost that completely.
Yeah, because that is a superior film out of all. We're honest.
Yeah. I don't think I would watch Mortal Kombat 2021. Not multiple times. I mean, look, there's a certain amount of silliness that I would enjoy in Mortal Kombat 995 that I don't get from Mortal Kombat 2021.
Yeah, I get that. But I don't know, because I've watched it a couple of times, and my mum used to watch it quite a lot.
Wait. Mortal Kombat 2021 or Mortal Kombat 995?
Oh, Mortal Kombat 1995. When I was younger, I used to watch it a lot, and then I got a bit older, and I'm like, what is this? But
okay.
Mortal Kombat 2021. Yeah. I've watched it about 4 times.
I've probably watched it twice.
Like the first time we initially watched it, and then I watched it a couple of. I think I watched it another time with my mum when it first came out. So yeah, and then I've watched it. Yeah, just when I watched it over the weekend, it was my 5th time. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's dedication to the bit there. I don't see why that film does not deserve that many views. But you were talking, by the way, as well. Side tangent slightly. Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I don't know if you've ever seen the Christopher Lambert film Beowulf.
No. The only Beowulf I've seen is that CGI one.
All right. So, that film, that Beowulf, I think 987 or something like 999.
Yeah.
Anyways, the action is similar to Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I say that in the sense that it's an action film that's just not got good action.
Okay. Yeah.
Where Christopher Lambert's character does the jump front flips and you're like, as a stuntman, but not even if you like got stuntmen to do stuff, how come they don't fight extensively? Why is it just like cut shot? Why is it hacked to pieces and put together like this in a way that it doesn't look good?
Yeah. Yeah, why?
And even when I watched this Beowulf when I was in secondary school, and even then I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why I don't like it.
Yeah,
but
there's something about it I don't like. Yeah.
And then like we watched Mortal Kombat Annihilation, we're like, even though you don't know about like how movies are put together or whatever when you're that young, it's just like, but something doesn't feel right about this film. Yeah, especially since if you got Mortal Kombat 1995 to compare to Mortal Kombat Annihilation, you're like, why is the drop so
these
bad?
are weird choices you made between and they make like direct sequels, literally. Yeah. It's like it's weird choices you made. You find out.
But yes. Okay, so how many times would you say you've seen Mortal Kombat 1995?
That I've seen a lot.
Oh yeah,
a lot. That's probably like in the double digits at this point. I've seen it.
Okay, but and you're saying still, but you think Mortal Kombat 2021 is the better film? Like we're gonna grade on a overall package level, yeah. We think some bits are better here, some bits are better there, but overall, which film would you say is better? I know which one I would say is better, by the way.
Overall, okay. I'm taking nostalgia out of it as well. Taking that out of it. Me personally, I would say 2021 is better. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it's filmed on a budget, unlike.
Oh right, well yeah.
You know what I mean, and all that. Like, I know maybe it's the quality of life sort of stuff that it looks better and everything like that. The storyline is more outlandish, but it's not bare bones. Kind of like 995.
What do you mean? 995, I'll say it's just straightforward. It's just that you put people over there and they fight.
Yeah.
What do you need? What do you need for a film called Mortal Kombat? What more do you need?
I know, like
you need people to die, right?
You do.
And there are loads of people that died in my film. I don't know. What?
Yeah,
your film had probably about 11 characters anyways, and half of them died. So you can't say a 50-50 kill rate. No.
Yeah. Well,
you know, but that's it by the logic of there not being enough characters. It's just like if I made a film with me and you, right, and I killed you.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, oh yeah, my film's good. Like half the cast died in my
film.
That's
not two, yeah. Right, fair enough. You make a point. It's I don't know. I just and the music. Wait, actually no. Wait. I was gonna say the music's better, but I don't know if the music is better.
Okay, going. See, 995 for Mortal Kombat had the techno, whatever, and we're not even gonna go by the main Mortal Kombat theme because that's a standout and they used it, right?
Yeah.
But they had the vibe that fit the musical cues.
Yeah.
Also, I'll say your Mortal Kombat had music that the background music that fitted it, right?
Yeah.
But when they did the main Mortal Kombat theme beat and they tried to tie it into the musical cue that came afterwards, it didn't work because it's like that's higher energy.
Yeah.
And then you kind of flow into a more I don't know. I
like they tried.
It's not as upbeat. It kind of is more flowy. Kind of. It's just like that. I know where you're going because Scorpion appeared and you had to have the cool entrance. But if it doesn't match, you can't force it.
Yeah, that's one thing.
And I think they did try to slow it down they could go do and then into the other one, but the amount of beats don't match that one. So unless you slow it down really enough to do that, the problem then lies in it wouldn't get the reaction that it needed. It's like you haven't seen Creed? Have you seen Creed?
Not properly.
Okay, so there's a bit where got his name, the guy from Liverpool,
Tony Bear.
No, but no, that's character name.
Yeah, I can't remember. I actually don't know his character's name.
Yeah. But Tony Bellew knocks down Adonis Creed, right? Oh, they played the final round music from Rocky.
Yeah.
That bit where he's fighting Apollo, right?
Yeah.
And then it kind of goes into the Creed theme. But they're not similar enough to make it work.
Yeah.
You know? They did the bell ringing, and then it goes in. Yeah, it's just like there was a bridge there that kind of didn't. It like a stitch, you could tell.
Yeah.
And because it didn't go from there to there to there perfectly, you know.
Yeah.
If they had something like. Okay, you know the Captain America theme from Captain America First Avenger?
Yeah.
And they used that at the beginning of Winter Soldier, and then they just kind of and then they just completely changed the theme for the next two films.
Yeah.
But they could still, and then they used it that musical cue back for when Captain America was fighting Thanos.
Yeah.
When he held the hammer, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because they saved it. That's why they got rid of it then. Like, we're going to use that music for that epic moment. And like,
I still think they should have kept it for, like, at least the signature couple of notes.
Yeah.
Just to remind people, so it needed a bit more play. Yeah. A bit more like here and there, and then that could have blended into the Captain America 2 and 3 theme. But
yeah. Yeah. But Scorpion didn't even say "get over here," did he?
In
my one,
I think he did when he threw the spear, and he pulled Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
Though to be fair, my Scorpion said "get over here," and then he said "get down here" as well.
Yeah, get down here.
2 lines.
Yeah. I was like, he never said that in the game, but that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
And mine made sense where he ripped off his face mask to actually tear off his entire face, apparently.
Yeah.
His skull, right? And then he breathed fire. And then suddenly the skull face can sell shock and reaction because Johnny Cage got the shield.
Yeah.
Which not reflected the fire, but
bounced it back.
Repelled it. Yeah. Whatever. And then Johnny Cage and then as Johnny Cage come flying out and with the shield with the blades on the side.
Yeah. And
the Scorpion skull face.
Yeah.
Sold shock. I'm like,
that doesn't. Okay.
He's got nothing. He's got no skin or muscle, and I knew exactly
he was in pain. Yeah.
He was like OS words. I could see it right away in his face.
Yeah, that was super weird.
Most of your film got acted by a dummy skeleton.
Dummy skeleton. Yeah. Cause he just I forgot that. When he's done the fire bit, yeah. I thought he in Mortal Kombat itself when he does that, the skeleton comes, but it's just like the bottom part of his mouth was kind of like, all right, that's a cool like stylistic choice, but it didn't sell as well to me. You know?
Yeah. But it does look a bit silly that he's got facial muscles. Except he don't have any facial muscles. Just like Skeletor, where he's got so it's attached here, but then all of a sudden it's spine.
Yeah. Yes, but there was and my one's more accurate when it comes to Scorpion's blade, like his spear. Yours is some weird.
Oh yeah, but we weren't using that. Remember, we weren't used the games. Scorpion's spear actually has a reason to be in the film. I get what you're saying, right? He's got the what they call the Hani?
Yeah.
Whatever it is, right? Even though you're gonna say why they're using it to dig up.
Yeah, but lots of those weapons were used to do farming stuff, and then could be used as weapons. Yeah,
like nunchuckles, right? For
the
writers.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's fair, right? But as we're not using a GameSpot basis, my Scorpion can be allowed to have a.
That's the thing. What was it?
Super long snake thing that that goes around trees as well. Apparently, because it's from inside of him. I don't know. Do you want to call it a symbiote? I don't know what it is.
Because that's funny, because even in Mortal Kombat, the cartoon series, Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realms, they kind of did the same thing, but it was a snake. And I was like, this doesn't make even more sense. So he's a scorpion, but he can shoot snakes out of his hand. Make this make sense, dudes. But no, never.
I'll say, I will give it to you that your Scorpion and your Sub-Zero are better characters, right?
Yeah.
My Liu Kang is a better character because yours didn't get to choose Jack.
No, he did.
Your Sonya Blade, I will say, as much as both Sonya Blades got screen time, yours got to do stuff, and mine didn't.
Yeah.
But not by fault of the.
No.
You didn't even have Johnny Cage, right?
No.
So we're gonna null avoid that one, right?
Null avoid that one.
Will you say Christopher Lambert is a better Raiden than what's his name?
Guy.
What's his name? From Thor. He's in Thor.
He played. What did he play in 4 as well? This is bad. I don't remember.
I forgot his name.
But like ethnically, I get the reason why they casted him, but it's Christopher Lambert did portray him better.
Alright, who was the better Shang Tsung?
I don't know, because in both ways, I liked them both. Like, one was more like world-ending threat, and one was more like maniacal. So
see, I will say, mine's better only because he backed up his words, whereas yours, he just stood around and commanded people, and he's like, but
I like that.
Do something, please.
That's what a general should do, and I think they're setting it up for the next one. And like, he did snatch someone's soul. How that's what one thing like. I thought Kung Lao got done kind of dirty. Like he's like, oh, dude, he just does like some awesome stuff, and then literally's like, bong, and you're like, oh, and then just ate his soul. I'm like, oh, okay. That's...
Will obviously say that your Jax is better than my Jax.
Yeah, because my Jax had more than one line.
Would you say the best comparison we could have as characters is whether your Reptile is better than my Reptile?
Yeah, good point. Because
I will say your Kano is better than my Kano because your Kano actually got to do stuff and
he actually do fatality like that, right? And he had a character.
Got a character, yeah. Mine just was a plot point to get Sonya Blade onto the boat.
Yeah.
But will say your Scorpion. I mean, your Reptile is there to do something. I know he got killed and stuff like that. Yeah. They came to do their fight sequences.
Yeah.
And then disappear. You know?
Yeah.
So, which Reptile got better representation?
I don't know, because my Reptile feels like he was a willing participant in this whole thing.
Right.
Like the Reptile in 1995 just seemed like he kind of like stumbled into it by accident.
No, he was there to protect Princess Katana.
No, he was there to spy. And then then he got thrown into that body and then became life. And like, wait, what?
Yeah. But why not? But
then if that was me, right, I'm like, I've got body now, just run away.
Yeah.
Like,
but,
you know,
he got told he got low-key threatened to protect Princess Katana, and he got brought life by the undead wizard.
Doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
The Wizard of Neverrealm. I don't know the abilities of Shang Tsung.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they really knew his abilities then anymore. But yeah.
But to be fair, they so Reptile had a good fight sequence with Liu Kang, as we saw in Mortal Kombat 9, and Reptile had a good 3-on-1 scrap with Kano, Sonya Blade, and Cole Young. So
yeah. And then
even though he had alien acid blood.
Yeah.
For some reason, right? But even then, Kano was able to rip out his heart.
Yeah, that's why I got confused. But then, this is why I got confused. Like, he ripped out his heart, and then you see his arms kind of like
covered in the goo, yeah.
And it was kind of like looking like bone. But then later on, it was heals. So I don't know if it's that having the Anaga thing makes him heal slightly quicker.
I think the most logical explanation is Reptile's spit is acidic. But his blood isn't.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
But they don't clear that up. They don't, you know. Like I said, yeah. When he punched his hand through Reptile, and he pulled his heart out, and it's like there's steam coming from the body or whatever. It looked like, you know, it was melting his hand. It's like, wait, what? First of all, why would you do that, right?
Yeah.
But then it's like, you don't make it clear what is and isn't deadly, you know?
Yeah. You need to like kind of, you know, let us know. But
yeah.
Is what it is.
I will say I will likely watch Mortal Kombat 1995 at some point again. Mortal Kombat 2021. I don't know if Mortal Kombat 2 is really good, and then that will retroactively bring up the quality of Mortal Kombat 2021.
Yeah, Well, I know I'm gonna watch it before number 2 comes out anyway, so I can kind of like familiarize myself with the franchise. Yeah, so that's a guarantee for me. So I'll definitely watch it in 2025.
Oh, okay. Let me ask as well. Were you disappointed that Liu Kang didn't get to do much in your Mortal Kombat?
Not really.
Like, okay. He didn't need to be the main character.
Nah, because I kind of took it as this world like, okay, they kind of build into him because they give him a lot, like they give him like a good backstory and stuff like that. Like, you know how he. Because even like in games and stuff, he was kind of looked at the Kung Lao and like he said, like we died, I thought we'd die together or whatever. So that's kind of giving him motivation to do more in the next one, hopefully. So I was like, kind of like, I'm like, okay, because his whole bit when Kung Lao dies is quite emotional for him because you see they give him the whole like slow run through the corridor and stuff like that. Even I was sitting there thinking, okay, we've established that Cabal has super speed. Why don't Cabal just run in front of him and push him out of the way? You know what I mean? That's sort of like, okay, I'm just gonna let this go by. Sure. And so I think he might do more in the second one because they bring Katana into it. So yeah, I think they'll do more of him.
I think he got left out to dry a bit in in 2021's Mortal Kombat. But hey, you know.
Yeah. It's alright. You have to establish Cole Young, you know.
Yeah. Yes.
The OC character, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Not that I'm going to use that as any defense or whatever, like, you know, against you or whatever. But yes, we yeah, it's just like.
Because I kind of get.
They didn't even build him. The issue is they didn't build him correctly to the point where if he's capable of winning some lower tier MMA fights or whatever, he gets something, then you're like, yeah, all right. But he's just out of his depth when it comes to people with powers that he doesn't. He's in the Netherworld or Netherrealm or Shadow Realm or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Non-Earth based, and you're like, okay, well, how's he gonna get by here?
Yeah.
He might be decent on Earth.
Yeah.
Where they have rules to fight.
Yeah, but
if you're in the MMA cage, for example, right?
Yeah.
But when there's no rules, you got to adapt, and that's when you be like, oh yeah, maybe just we have to be a bit more creative with whatever, right? But yeah, they didn't give him that. Or they gave him the metal skin.
Yeah, that was the other thing I didn't get. I was like, what?
And then not only that, right? So everyone's got the Arcanas, right? But this guy's got 3 because he's got the metal skin. He's got the weapons that fabrication out of nowhere, yeah. And then he's got the vibranium.
Sort of like he could take.
Build
I was like, this seems a bit OP.
Yeah. It's not that. It's just like, so this guy's so bad, you have to stack triple powers on top of him.
Yeah, for him to be like semi decent. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the more like it's just like we're gonna give him a secondary and third mutation.
Yeah. Because we have nothing else to do with him. Yeah. He's making him somehow like likable. Yeah.
Yeah, like when you get your boost, your power boost, right, with your Arcana metal skin or whatever it is going to be, the brass skin, whatever. Yeah. Then all of a sudden you can be more capable. But no, we're just gonna, unlock your potential further and further until we decide that.
Yeah, that's enough.
It just makes him look like, you know what, you didn't earn none of this.
No, none at all.
Yeah,
none at all. But then it would also make sense, like if they can't explain why their Arcanas are what they are. No, I mean, like none of them doesn't.
I mean, when you have to explain why everything's different from each person, it gets a bit awkward.
Yeah, it gets a bit awkward, but like at least like sort of like a trait, like okay, they're this because of, like some of like, the original X-Men powers, like they are kind of related to part of their personality.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So they could, or even like the Fantastic Four, how they got their powers, like it's all kind of their powers all linked to how they feel inside, like Johnny's the hot.
Okay, yeah. That's probably a retcon, by the way, right? Just like they're like, oh yeah, Fantastic Four's Earth, Fire, Wind, Water, Earth, Fire, Wind, Water, Earth, Fire, Wind, Water. Yeah. And I think at the time they weren't going for that, but then all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, actually.
Yeah, because like at least you could do that, because I don't know. Yeah, but. Yeah, that's my only thing about the economy.
I think it has to be vague enough explanation where people accept it, because it has to be non-specific. But I say in the sense of when you get Ultra Instinct and then you get Ultra Ego, and then you get Gohan Beast,
yeah,
that's what they are,
Yeah.
With parts of their characters, right? And it goes that direction. But you don't need to explain specifically why.
Yeah, you don't say why because of Goku. But yeah, you don't explain why. But some little thing.
He practices defense, therefore is also and Vegeta is all about the pride, and therefore like
and he lacks it. Yeah.
Not because of this and because of that, but not be also this and that is just like no, it's just kind of
yeah.
Oh, you got to say that, for example, Sonya Blade has bracelets and therefore you got a bracelet.
Yeah,
it's a bit tricky there. I get Jax with his metal arms and then they buff up, become arms. Yeah, all right, but
I was like, what?
yeah.
At the same time, I was like, I get it, but I don't get it.
Yeah. Where did Melina get her
See, with from? That. Yeah. But they don't need to explain it now because she's dead. Like, like that's because of her being half to cotton, you know, the race that
but as far as the movie goes,
yeah, like they exactly. It's like
and when Kung Lao's bladed hat is like, okay, fair enough, you can have it as a weapon, right? No, you don't really need to explain it. But...
Is that part of the weapon? I mean, is it part of his, or was it the weird teleporting thing that he can do? I mean, it doesn't. Yeah, they play fast and loose with rules with this game.
Yeah, they should choose something and stick with it.
Yeah. And
go all the way. It's just like, okay, well, it's going to be what it's going to be.
Yeah. It's
like, you know, when you get Batman in the Nolan films where he's kind of reality based, and then like in the Matt Reeves films, even more reality based.
Yeah.
Like, okay, but sometimes we want a fantastical Batman.
Yeah, you know, like he's so street level that he has a normal car. Like, okay. Or no, he's so street level, he goes out on a bus. I mean, like, we don't.
Exactly,
we don't need this.
And to be fair to Zack Snyder's Batman, as much as he could do street level stuff, he could fight aliens as well, and using all them gadgets. But he should have a bit more different types of gadgets to fight the aliens. But at least he had the gloves to.
Yeah.
You know.
See, I still think that's like that interpretation of Batman. I'm kind of sad we never actually got to see that. Like, a sort of. Can be over the top, but then ground at the same time. We're never gonna see that. Actually, we might do a new like universe, but we'll see.
Well, we'll see how that works.
Yeah. Having two different Batman
because
at the same
they haven't
time.
got to casting yet.
No.
Well, you have to see how Superman's going to come out before we can say that. As well. Even though I have to say, I'd like to see where it goes personally, but
same.
All right. Before we start moving on to something else, right?
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat. You're saying Mortal Kombat 2. You're looking forward to it.
Yep, looking forward to it. I'll probably see it they come out.
I don't know myself. I guess after I watch it, I'll probably criticize it for not getting enough screen time to the appropriate people that are not white or partially white. I don't know.
Yeah.
All the ethnic cast, you want them to do stuff, but you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes that don't happen in Hollywood.
No. But we'll see, you know.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe Liu Kang will actually get to do something.
Yeah, if not, you always got the animated movie. What's the second one called?
Oh no! I always got Robin Shoe. I can always go back and watch that.
But even that Liu Kang is so bland as well. Like in number 2, what does he do?
You can't him, but he could do his fireball and he did his bicycle kick, right? The only thing he didn't do was the Liu Kang fly kick.
Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah, but his fireball was just the.
Yeah, but he got to do something, right? And they didn't even get to explain none of that Arcana stuff where he unleashed a fireball. Done and dusted.
Yeah,
you know?
Still.
Raiden can do electricity, and Liu Kang.
I'll be saying that. Johnny Cage, the only move he did was his stupid bull punch. That's all he done.
Yeah, he didn't even get to do. He didn't get to do a shadow kick, but there was a variant of it where he did the fly kick, and then when Scorpion teleported them, and he got sucked into the thing. Right, he did have the shadows behind him. I'm not saying
they did
on purpose or they tried to get a shadow kick in there, but it's just like
yeah,
I'm not trying to scramble for saying he did the shadow kick because he should have done the shadow kick, but it's just like
and then when he does do the shadow kick,
visually they kind of got it in there.
Yeah. And Sonya did that with her head scissor thing, so
which didn't look
as good.
I don't know how. Okay, it wasn't really a Hurricane Rana. It was just like she just closed his windpipe.
Yeah.
She just crushed his neck.
Yeah. Okay.
And it wasn't the way she was upside down and had him. It didn't look like she had to use her shins and lower legs to do it. And it's just like, but when they got on the ground, okay, that made sense. But
bumps like that, no.
How she cracked his neck as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, but yeah, okay. Mortal Kombat. I don't know how the future of Mortal Kombat's gonna go now because apparently Mortal Kombat 1 DLC didn't do very good. So I think they might just be like, you know what? Let's put Mortal Kombat on the back shelf for a while.
Right. Yeah, so I will say Mortal Kombat 995 is entertaining as a film by itself, right? In the same amount of time, blah blah blah. Mortal Kombat 2021. If it was like a HBO Max series or something like that, I think it would have been better there because then you could have had more time to spend on other characters. Like you could have had the Cole, if you're gonna have the Cole Young thing, but at least if it was 6 episodes, an hour long or 45 minutes long each or whatever, right? You could have had other characters actually
build up stuff,
weave in and out of the story and actually get to do something. You know, it's just like they had a lot of characters, or they had characters. And they're like, we're gonna do stuff with them, or the fans will recognize them. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you're like, nah, we'll sacrifice it all for this one guy. You know.
Yeah, it's true. But to be fair, it's the same thing the games do. So yeah, it's like,
well,
yeah, you got to kind of
go back to games, right? And it's Mortal Kombat. Then some of those characters from the first game should not even survive into the second game. You know?
Yeah,
because it's an elimination tournament, and you eliminate people when you kill them, right?
Yeah, which another problem with the games. Yeah. Unless you choose not to kill, but I don't know. It's all
Unless Liu Kang comes back from the dead as a zombie, which he does. And I can't. You know what? If they pull that off in Mortal Kombat 2, where they kill Liu Kang at the beginning and then he comes back as undead Liu Kang,
they might do, because apparently Kung Lao's in the new one as a revenant.
Oh, he can come back as zombie. Yeah. Okay.
So
zombie Kano as well. Then apparently.
Yeah, apparently, because actually, I think he survives. If I'm honest.
Yeah, you think that gnome, that pointy-headed gnome, which by the way, they did set up from the beginning.
Yeah.
To the end of
Yeah, like cool.
You thinking that spike didn't go through his head?
Yeah, I think
into his brain.
No, so I think that's how he's gonna have the metal plate and the actual real laser eye rather than his one laser eye. Yeah.
Well, but he answer me this, riddle me this, then. Yeah.
Okay.
If he didn't die,
yeah.
How did Sonya get his marking?
That's a good point. Unless it's got something to do with his eye, because he doesn't have an eye. It's like, okay.
Well, unless you're going to argue as well, how dead is dead?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
You know, I mean, he lost a fight. He died, but they revived him. Yeah. So does that mean, what happens then? Are you going to say there's 2 markings then? He has one and she has one because...
But I think, yeah,
did you ever...
That's a good point.
Side tangent, but it's related to this, yeah? Did you ever watch that Elijah Dushku series, True Calling?
No.
Okay.
I know about it, but I've never watched it.
Do you know about the premise, yeah? That people die, and she works in a morgue, people die, the dead body rolls in, and they're like, help me, right?
Yeah.
And then the time gets rewound for her.
Yeah.
And then she's got to save them, yeah? In season 2, she saves a guy one of her friends, but he never asked her to help him.
Yeah.
So, and it was a drop plot point because it didn't get to the finale, yeah?
Yeah.
But then he started getting a bit sinister.
Yeah.
Because you could tell from certain points after she rescued him, his character was a bit more sinister, right?
Yeah.
And he was then meant to be kind of starting to get a bit obsessed with death because he's like, what's something like he's basically dead but not dead, sort of thing. You know, he died, and when he came back and he realized that something's wrong with him, so he's just he started being a serial killer to dissect bodies to do whatever, right?
Yeah.
Because he's got now a mental issue of some sort.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. So then it's like, if you're not supposed to be alive,
yeah,
and you're not dead, what happens, right? In that limbo space, yeah.
Yeah.
In that series, but that same with here. It's like, okay, so if Kano's not dead and he's coming back, then, but Sonya Blade's got his marking. Does he also have a marking? Because he never actually died, so
maybe.
And then how do you argue the point of the technicality? It's just like, okay, you know when Odin said, "Oh yeah, you can when you're wherever you can have the power of Thor if you're holding longer." Yeah. But how does that it's specific? It's either you do or you don't, right? You can't halfway do it, right?
No.
So if this marking goes on to the winner, you can't be like, "Oh, well, actually, that the person who won, they actually killed the other person." So
unless it's one of those things they bring him back, like from dead, like say he did die.
Yeah.
And they bring him back. They can't replace the eye. That's the only other way really you can get around the whole.
Oh, actually, no. The cleanest, most straightforward way is like Shang Tsung brings him back and says, "All right, well, you can be one of my my Netherrealm troops."
Yeah. Yeah. Could make sense. Yeah.
And then he'll probably just snap the neck of one of his people and just say, "Yeah, take his marking, done."
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Another throwaway. It's probably have a throwaway character. Yeah.
I do think the markings, having that the Mortal Kombat marking stuff, starts muddying the waters and
It
stuff.
does.
Because you don't really need it.
No.
Why then you have to try, like, in as far as your movie makers are concerned, you have to then start tracking who's got what and how that's going to get there. And just be like, even though they never cared about it, because they're like, Cole Young has it after 400 years.
Yeah.
Okay. How's that work?
Yeah.
You know, why does one guy have it through the entire family tree? But
yeah. But then why would But then how they portrayed Scorpion as well? Like, he didn't need to have one. I mean, like,
where did he get his from?
Yeah.
Did he even have one in the beginning?
Same like Sub-Zero and that. Like, it doesn't make any. Yeah, it doesn't make any.
Yeah, because if you're gonna follow that logic, you have to kind of.
Yeah, doesn't make sense.
I'm not particularly excited for Mortal Kombat 2, but I may see a trailer and go, okay. Because to be fair, Mortal Kombat 2021, I saw a trailer. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Saw the first 10 minutes because they put the first 10 minutes out online.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, could be good. And then watched the rest of it. I was like, actually, it's not.
Is this?
So I'm sitting there just waiting for the one guy to come back, as I saw in the trailer, because I knew the music was coming, and then he just took ages.
Yeah.
And I think, unfortunately, that gives you backlash on Cole Young, because you know what you're expecting, but then you get this guy just like having his own side story within the story that's happening.
Yeah. Which, well, I get the idea of doing the original character, so he's like kind of RI's into that world, but do you really need that?
Like, because you could have just had Johnny Cage. You could have just done it with Sonya Blade or someone like that as well. You didn't necessarily need.
It's not even that. Like, you need a person like I get why they do it in, like, not original character, but they have like a character in the film that's the viewer's eyes, right? Because they're before. But Mortal Kombat's been around for like 30 years at this point, right?
Yeah,
it's kind of like common knowledge at this point what Mortal Kombat is. So, and people going to watch it kind of have that. So you don't need to do all that. Like, okay, we need this person so to be the viewer. You don't know. You don't need that. Mortal Kombat's not a niche thing.
To be fair, you were saying about how Liu Kang's brother got made for the movie.
Yeah.
Just so Liu Kang could get revenge. But that set the tone for Shang Tsung. You know, your brother stole his mind and stuff like that. You knew exactly who was a good guy, who was a bad guy, and the sneer and the swagger that Shang Tsung had. You know, it was like 100%. You know.
Yeah. But it could have been. No, it's that weird thing when you try and adapt games into films. It's just sometimes really it works, and maybe
90% of the time it doesn't, right? We've seen from all the other movies that we've seen that are based on games.
Yeah, and I'll say even though I really like Mortal Kombat 2021, right? Mortal Kombat 995 is probably only, isn't at like 10% of games that made the film, but literally didn't really change much, and it stuck to what it was. So so I'll give it that. Alright, 2021 is okay. We're gonna try and modernize something that we made 30 years ago, and we muddied the waters throughout it. So we're gonna try and kind of make this streamline-ish without having issues, but then you kind of make the issues in the film. So
I think Mortal Kombat 995 embraced what it was.
Yeah.
Even at the time where it was the birth of that franchise. Yeah. And Mortal Kombat 2021 was like, we're just gonna step to the side a little bit away from it, because
we want to be kind of taken seriously. Yeah,
just like no,
just stick to what you know.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, there's a reason people like it.
Yeah,
why they like it.
Yeah. But
well, that's the way it seemed to me, anyways. But like, they can make a straightforward action film in a serious manner that could work.
Yeah,
but I just don't think Mortal Kombat 2021 execution was that.
No. I feel like this is probably like I feel like there's probably like 3 scripts out there. One that's like super outlandish.
Okay.
One, so that's like the one that probably try to stick most as possible to like the source material. Then you got one that is so far it's nothing what it's resembling.
Yeah.
And then what we got now is like the middle.
So you're saying like the studio cut of Suicide Squad, where you got the David Ayer cut.
Yeah.
You got the Trailer Park cut, because the Trailer Park is a
Yeah.
company that that tried to mimic the tone of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
And then you got the actual theatrical cut, which is the meat in the middle.
Yeah. I feel like there's that. That's what we got. It's like, okay. It kind of make people on both sides of the fence happy to a certain extent. So that's what you got. Yeah, that's what I feel like that this is.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if there was alternate take, like different. What would they call it? Mortal Kombat, and then they'll colon something cut.
Yeah,
right?
the Netherrealm cut or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was speaking.
Yeah, I can feel that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see about. No, I'm not gonna say Mortal Kombat 2 is gonna be a pile of trash or anything like that. Right?
Yeah,
I'll see and usually I don't watch trailers, but some films like this,
I'll watch the
first
trailer.
If you're gonna make me watch it, go cinema to watch it.
Yeah.
I have to see the trailer, and I have to say whether I decide I'm actually gonna spend time watching it or not.
Because it's like
as much as we do go to the cinema to watch certain comic book films or whatever, right? Yeah. Sometimes we just refuse to go to watch certain films because we know that they're just too trash for us.
Yeah,
and not entertaining trash, just straight up not good.
Like, I know I laughed about it earlier, like Craven, because we spoke about it before, like Craven.
Yeah.
Before we started recording, like I'm generally interested to see it. I haven't watched any trailer. Like, you know what? I literally want to go in blind.
Oh, okay.
So I have no expectations, like, because it does.
Yeah, well, look, that's one. We'll see how it goes next week.
Yeah,
coming out soon, and we'll be like, yeah, you know what?
It was a film. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know about this.
You know.
But yes, that'll conclude us for this episode of Trip Around the Multiverse, where we're talking Mortal Kombat versus Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, not the game. Imagine Mortal Kombat versus Mortal Kombat. That wouldn't make any sense.
No. And for some reason, if it was Mortal Kombat versus Zack Snyder's Justice League universe, you know, but they don't have to depower Superman and Darkseid and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And power up some other characters.
Other than that, you just get like, did you ever play DC Hero? Was it DC Universe versus Mortal Kombat?
No, I haven't played it. I've seen stuff, but I haven't played it.
Don't play it. It's terrible. But like,
oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember I got so hyped about that game and everything. Yeah. I think I even took a day off work to buy it, and I was playing it. And like the first few minutes, like, yeah, this game's pretty good, and then it hit me like, this game's terrible.
Okay.
And then I was like, but let me play through the story. It might get better. And then the story starts like, okay, and then it just takes a sharp drop. You're like, oh wow, this is
okay.
This is terrible. If you ever get a chance, right, just watch watch the cutscenes. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, sure. I mean, I saw some of the flashy fatalities and stuff like that. People got moves where Darkseid is using his Omega beams.
Yeah.
That go across the galaxy, apparently. But yeah.
It's like I say, it happened.
Yeah. Apparently, it did happen in the Mortal Kombat game continuity as well. But they've also wiped that stuff out to go and do Mortal Kombat 1, MK1, right? So.
Yeah.
All right.
That's another game. If you can watch the trailer, cutscenes for that. Like, actually, no, I liked MK1, the new one. Okay. I didn't buy the DLC, or was it Rebirth, whatever it is, but I heard it's not that great. So I'm like, yeah. Do I go through this to see for myself? I don't know. Well, we'll see. But apparently, that's apparently killed the game now, and they're not going to make any more DLC for it. So, yeah.
But yeah, closing out this episode, I'm the white man with the Japanese name of a Thunder God entity, CY Chung.
What eats children? Remember that? Yeah, the Thunder God Raiden eats children, and and I am the man who left wrestling because it was too hard for me to become an actor, and my acting career is terrible now. Kyle Charles, you get that reference, right?
Yeah.
What was his criminal name? The Bog. Oh crap! I forgot what his name was.
I forgot his name. I forgot. But yes, he did have a name, thingamajig, and I forgot.
Yeah, when he's in prison, and then you find out what he got arrested for wasn't as bad. They kept him going on to be. Yeah. That was a weird side tangent. And thank you for listening to us. Like, see what I said. Talk about Mortal Kombat versus Mortal Kombat. And let us know if you've seen these Mortal Kombat films. You must have, right? If you're around our age, you've seen the first one at least. Or you've heard about the amazingness of that and its far superior sequel, Annihilation. And if you're listening to the Audio Realm, I did the quote-unquote in quotations when I did that. Yes, but let us know who's your favorite characters in the films. Are you a diehard Cole Young fan? I just realized his surname doesn't make sense.
What was that? Because he's not a scorpion. It's not. Oh yeah, because it's Hanzo Musashi, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's called. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's 400 years descended.
400, yeah, but then like, how does he?
Raiden took the last surviving member and put him in witness protection.
Yeah, but then he would at least have like a kind of Japanese surname. You would think.
Well, you know what? I mean, like we said in Dragon Ball, right? Just because Goku's a Japanese sounding name doesn't mean Goku himself is Japanese.
Yeah, good point.
That's why our boy from Dragon Ball Evolution could be a white guy.
Yeah, good point. He was raised by a Japanese. Anyway,
I'm just trying to make excuses now to try and patch things up, but I don't know.
Oh, you're doing a better job than he did. And thank you for and let us know in the comments down below. And while you're there, don't forget to like, share, subscribe if you watch this on YouTube. If you're not watching this on YouTube and you're listening to this through your ears on an audio podcast, don't forget to give us a 5-star review on that and leave a review. Give us stars, all that lovely jubbly stuff. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter, which can be found on top of the screen if you're watching on YouTube. Again, if you're listening to it in the audio realms, it should be down in the description bit, telling you where to find us. And yeah, so until next time, guys, which will be next week, you can wait for our review of Kraven.
Yeah.
The anti-hero now. Yeah. And thank you for taking a trip with us around the multiverse. Bye.